In this video, we will try to evaluate the following definite integral. So at first sight, it seems to be a confusing expression, and we have no clue where to start or how to integrate this. But thankfully, we can utilize trigonometric identities, and let me show you what identities we'll be using. So the number one identity that I will be using here is this one, sine alpha times sine beta, which gives us 1 over 2 cosine alpha minus beta minus cosine alpha plus beta. The next identity that I want to use is sine alpha times cosine beta. So I will obtain 1 over 2 sine alpha plus beta minus sine alpha minus plus sine alpha minus beta. So I will be using those two identities. Now let's simplify this expression. So what we obtain here is from 0 to pi over 2. Now sine 3x, let's leave him alone. So what we will obtain is sine 3x cosine minus x, but we know that cosine is an even function, so we can write this as cosine x as well, minus cosine x plus 2x gives us cosine 3x dx. Now we'll have to utilize this trigonometric identity. So I'll write from, by the way, we didn't notice that we have 1 over 2 over here, right? So sine 3x times cosine x will give us what? It will give us the following. We now have 1 over 2. Let me take 1 over 2 out. So we have 1 over 2, 1 over 2 times from 0 to pi over 2. Now we will have sine 4x plus sine 2x dx. And then I will have minus 1 over 2. We will simply obtain sine 6x plus sine 0. But sine 0 will give us 0, so I will instantly get rid of it. So we will have sine 6x dx from 0 pi over 2. Now we will have to integrate the following expression. I would like to simplify it just a bit so that we could easily see that it's 1 over 4 sine 4x from 0 to pi over 2 dx plus 1 over 4 from 0 to pi over 2 to sine 2x dx and minus 1 over 4 from 0 to pi over 2 sine 6x dx. Now what I have to do is to simply conduct a u substitution here. I will have a separate video on how I do it, so if you don't know it yet, don't worry, I'll explain it later. So what I have here is 1 over 4 times 1 over 4, it will give me 1 over 16 times minus cosine u, and I will have to change this region as well since 4x is equal to u. So I will have 4 times pi over 2, which will give me 2 pi, and from 0 to 2 pi. Now with this one, I will have 1 over 8 times minus cosine u. 2 times pi over 2 will give me pi, and 2 times 0 will give me 0. And minus 1 over 24 times minus cosine u. 6 times pi over 2 will give me 3 pi, from 0 to 3 pi. So I now have to evaluate this expression, and once I evaluate it, I will obtain some number Now I'm calculating it. Minus 1 over 12. So what we have here is 1 over 4 minus 1 over 12, which is equal to 1 over 6. So our answer is 1 over 6. Now, once again, the most important part here was about trigonometric identities, using that to simplify our expression. And after that, I used the u substitution, which, if you don't know, for the definite integral, I will have a separate video for that. And if you have some questions, you may ask them.